This is real, unbiased
I
boxing
know it's
talk.
one us for the talk back in with another one. So Eddie Hearn is telling the truth on Terrance Crawford. And let me tell you something though. Eddie Hearn talking all this big junk, but I'm gonna go in on him too. Before we start though, let's get into this video. Shout out right here to your boy Fight Hype. Let's get into it.
By that, where the other divisions had that same gumption to do the same.
It's just like money. I mean, you look at Terrance Crawford. I don't know whether it's true. He's making 10 million to fight David Avanesian. It won't. It what? 7. I mean, it won't do 10,000 buys. 10,000. Right? If it's $60, right? It won't do 10,000 buys. So, like, if you're getting paid that much to fight Avanesian, you want 20 to fight Spence, or you want 25, which is still too much money. So everybody's like just going mad. And the problem is, if it's out there, you know, I say it's not the right commercial price or commercial value, but if it's out there, you know, it's just madness. But I just feel like you're going to be inactive. These guys are so inactive. Like Errol Spence now, you know, I mean, when's he going to fight? They talk about March, maybe against Thurman or something like that. But
Can anybody promote Terrance Crawford? I mean, could you promote Terrance Crawford?
I mean, not for that sort of money. but at the same time, he's an unbelievable fighter.
Right.
But you promote, the way you promote a fighter is you build them. You have to get hold of them early enough. Diego Pacheco is a good example, right? He turns pro at 17. You start boxing him on these big shows. He looks good. He starts knocking people out. He's from South Central LA. Then you fight him on a card all of a sudden, and you hear a much bigger round of applause when he walks in. And you go, oh, and that happened about a year ago. Now, every show, like again tonight, and then people walk away tonight and they go, see that Diego Pacheco? Yeah, he's someone we can get behind. He's 21. When he gets to 23, he's going to be headlining in LA. And he'll be selling out the old StubHub there, right? And that's how you build a fighter. Terrance Crawford is now like 34. Yeah, brilliant fighter. Pound for pound, maybe pound for pound number one. But I feel like they should have built him more. It's difficult because you want to just fill arenas with him in Nebraska, but you can't generate the gate you need in Nebraska. But for me, visually, when you turn on the TV and you see a guy who's selling 10,000 plus, that's when you're building a star. Same with Deontay Wilder in Alabama, when they went there and done that. It's wild, you know? But Americans and everybody will tune in and see. It's like tonight, if you tuned in tonight, you go, wow, it's wild in there, great atmosphere. So you're immediately engaged. If you turn on somewhere and it's empty, you just think, this guy's there's no star. So building a fighter is not something you can do at 34.
Right,
Building
but I mean, so Terrance Crawford is as good as he is, as we people within the sport know as good as he is. Is he a lost cause?
No, I mean, it's not a lost cause because he's pound for pound number one. You can't be that. But what I'm saying is, the problem you have in this country is Terrance Crawford could walk down Glendale in the mall, right, or in Phoenix or wherever, and no one would have a clue who he is. And he's the pound for pound number one in the sport. I find that unbelievable.
Yeah, so do I. I guess my question is that how can that be good for the sport?
No, it's not. But I think it's a mixture of laziness. I think it's also boxing has a tough time because there's so many different sports ahead of it in the pecking order here. Like there's a British champion in England who walks into a shopping mall. They'll get mobbed because boxing is probably the number 2 or number 3 sport.
He's saying 100% facts there. When he's talking about Crawford, that fight right there will not generate over 10,000 pay-per-view buys. But as he said that, I'm saying that over 60,000. It's a more better stable number. He fought Amir Khan. It only generated 125,000. He fought Sean Porter like 150, and Sean Porter was more known when it comes to pay-per-view and as a fighter. And when he talks about UK, that when a British heavyweight champion walks in somewhere, he gets mobbed. Well, he gets mobbed because they're fighting each other. How many people in the UK do you know that they're getting bum fights? The biggest bum fight they got so far that didn't make any sense was Derek Chisora and Tyson Fury. And we already heard about those comp tickets. All that 60,000 sold out bullshit was fake. A lot of those tickets, about 5,000 tickets, were all comp. A lot of the British fans, people in general watching it, said they already seen him fight twice. And it was a complete boring fight. Same for the last one. He got stopped in the 10th round. They had to stop that fight. He was beat up bad. He's an old man. Talking about Luis Ortiz old, Derek Chisora is old. That dude was a fossil. But Let me go back to what I was saying about Days. Eddie Hearn is very boisterous what he's saying, right? But it's funny is that he overpaid Demetrius Andrade. He overpaid Triple G. He overpaid Canelo. When I say Canelo, paying this man $10 to $15 million to fight the likes of Rocky Fielding, that's a loss. Why do you guys understand why Days and paying Triple G $100 million, paying Andrade 1.5 or 2 million a fight when he can't even sell out nothing versus nobodies? Do you understand why Days went pay-per-view? They didn't go pay-per-view because, oh, we can make more money doing this. They went pay-per-view because they lost so much money and they had to make it back. That's why they gave it. It's like, damn, we had Canelo. We overpaid him so much money that no one else wanted to do. Fox didn't want to do it. Showtime didn't want to do it. Nobody else was. There was only 3 guys that was going for Canelo. 3 people. Actually, it's 2. PBC and Days. That was it. No one else was going to pay this man $15 million plus to fight the likes of Rocky Fielding. So I'm being honest with you. If they're going to demand a fight, say a PBC, they want to fight Dave Benavidez, Jamal Charlo. They want to fight those type of guys, Caleb Plant, because it's more of a payout. They're trying to get their money back. I'm being honest with you guys when I say this. You might say that, well, PBC been showing that they're going to get bombs and put up their fights. But when they have Canelo coming in and they can't play with Canelo, they don't own him like that. They're going to have to pay him on a fight on a fightly basis, right? So they said, well, we got to make our money. So we're going to make them fight the guys that actually going to sell so we can actually get some profit. Days didn't do that. Days was just know that, hey, we scared. We're going to throw all this money at him so he can sign with us. Do you realize the contract got broken because Days did not want to pay Canelo again to fight some dude that's not going to sell that much? They didn't want to pay him, $35-40 million to fight some dude they know that wasn't going to make that money back? So they got out the contract. That is a fact. Go look it up. Days got out that contract. You might say, well, he came back and fought again. Yes, but they renegotiated a lower lump sum for the contract. You know, they're overpaying him, paying him too much money because they wasn't making no money. And with Terrance Crawford, he's the highest paid welterweight. That's why I want you, Errol Spence fans, to come on here. We had a debate, this conversation on here. Terrance Crawford was the highest paid welterweight when he's with ESPN, guaranteed $3 million. Y'all keep talking about this back end money, back end. Well, as I know, if the Errol Spence pay-per-views didn't do all that well, okay, he might have got an extra 500,000, maybe million, but that's 2.5. He making $500,000 less than Terrance Crawford was making with his guarantees, and that's not including this. Even though his pay-per-views did flop, and if it did make a cut from that, it's not even showing how much he got paid for the pay-per-views. Maybe $200,000, $250,000 more. He still was getting paid more. But as he was talking about how it's basically insane that if it's money, if it's $7 to $10 million out there and he can get it, and he's fighting David Avenesia for 10 million, 7 million, whatever, right? How much does he want for Errol Spence? This is what I gotta tell you guys. How PBC has these guys fighting bums and getting paid 1.2 or 1 million to fight nobodies, guys not even top 10. You know, the Juan Montiels, you know, the what is the guy name? He was down low. He had about I think he had 2 defeats. What's that guy name? Santiago, when he fought Adrian Broner. You cannot pay these guys all that type of money when you're doing that. It's hard for him to come to mind with these guys because you have to think about this. It's not about even knowing the sport like that. These guys that they fought were nobodies. We never really heard of them. We don't know who they are. It's not because these guys were in the top 20. These guys were nobody, unknowns, just fighting these guys. So it's hard to remember their names. But I can remember the Tank Davises fighting the Santa Cruzes. I can remember the Tank Davises fighting the Jose Pedraza because of all these names that I can remember. If you fighting guys I never heard, like Juan Montiel, I only remember him now just because he gave Jamal Charlo hell. He went 12 rounds with the dude. Went through hell, life and death with him. So what do you guys think about this Terrance Crawford? Will he sell more than 100,000 pay-per-view buys? If he getting paid this huge check with BLK Prime? This is why Terrance Crawford and Errol Spence will never happen. They paying this man 10 M's to fight David Avenesia. Who the fuck is David Avenesia? Who is David Avenesia in his own country? Where is the facts of this guy selling like that? Terrance Crawford got a name, but his name ain't that big. Bob Arum was losing money, millions of dollars, because they overpaid him. Terrance Crawford is a 1.5 to $2.5 million type fighter, max. Just telling you the facts. I'm all for talking about sales, tickets. That's what I mean by pay-per-views. This guy's not a $5 to $10 million fighter. A lot of fighters are not that. A lot of fighters right now, because we're in a messed up market, because I said about Terrance Crawford being this type of caliber guy he paying mean that everybody else is that caliber. No. The Caleb Plants of the world are not $1 million fighter. The Dave Benavidez of the world are not $1 million fighter until they beat their opposition, the biggest guys in their league, and then they finally meet up, and then they get a bigger name. Then they can get that 1.5 or 2 million or whatever. But until the market is fixed, an average of these guys that be fighting nobodies ain't supposed to get paid over $500,000. Let's be real. How you getting 1.1 million to fight a guy's not even top 10? Who's selling the tickets? Where the tickets going? Where's the numbers of this? How you doing 8,000 tickets or less, and you expecting to get paid over $2 million? Keith Thurman wanted 10 million, 5 to 10 million to fight Virgil Ortiz, 5 to 10 million to fight Boots Ennis. These guys are prospects up and coming. You know, Virgil Ortiz can sell. That's my boy. I go to his fights, but still, you can't expect that from prospects. They're still growing and becoming stars, and they expect them. You know why he expect that much amount of money? First of all, he know he'll get his ass whooped. He in for a fight. And if I got paid 1.5 for Barrios or 2 million for Barrios, when he off for a loss, when he ain't got no belt, when he ain't got a name, give me 5 or 10 million for these guys that got a little name in boxing and gonna give me a hell of a fight. That's just how it is in this market. But you guys let me know. I'm gonna put it on my community page how much you think Terrance Crawford's gonna sell. If he's gonna do well, the ticket's gonna do great. Because I'm hearing so far the tickets are doing pretty decently so far in Oklahoma. But I'm not sure about that. I'll make sure how the comps look, how things look. After the fight happens, I'll let you guys know what's all the ins and outs, how many with the comp tickets, how to do all that. You guys know that from there. But then y'all watch me, please like, comment, subscribe. More to come soon. And I'm in peace.
Undisputed Talk. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe.